All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're exploring a highly tailored mindfulness strategy designed specifically for individuals managing Parkinson's disease, and of course, their amazing caregivers. We're going to uncover exactly how you can find profound mental calm even when physical stillness feels completely out of reach. Let's get into it. We've got a clear roadmap for our explainer today. We'll be covering 1. The problem with stillness, 2. Safety, comfort, and breathing, 3. Unplugging from the muscles, 4. The mental pivot, and finally, 5. Redefining your success. Starting off with Section 1, the problem with stillness, why forcing it backfires. So, the core issue here is pretty clear, right? If you're managing Parkinson's, traditional meditation techniques that demand this rigid, body-asleep, mind-awake state, well, they require a massive pivot. Why? Because Parkinson's directly affects the motor system, causing involuntary movements like tremors or dyskinesia. When you try to force absolute, rigid physical stillness, it almost always backfires. It triggers this profound sense of frustration, which in turn spikes your stress hormones, and guess what? Those stress hormones actually amplify the tremors. It becomes this vicious cycle. So instead of fighting your body, you absolutely have to cooperate with it. We do this by focusing on rhythmic mental pacing and shifting our awareness completely away from trying to control the muscles. A major barrier to traditional stillness is a symptom known as akathisia. Basically, it's an intense physical restlessness directly affecting the motor system. When your body is dealing with this level of internal pacing and physical agitation, just telling yourself to sit still is practically impossible. There's no way around it. And this is exactly why our adapted strategy has to shift our conscious awareness away from the physical body altogether, rather than fighting a losing battle against it. Okay, moving right along to Section 2, safety, comfort, and breathing, setting the foundation with steps 1 and 2. Let's look at how this builds into a practical solution, starting with Step 1, your physical setup. Now, you should definitely avoid practicing this while lying flat on your back if tremors or muscle rigidity make that position uncomfortable for you. Instead, grab a comfortable recliner or just prop yourself up in bed at a 30 to 45-degree angle. Toss some pillows under your knees and your head. This specific semi-reclined position naturally reduces muscle strain and actively helps ease those involuntary movements. But listen, the absolutely crucial takeaway here is the mindset shift. You literally have to give your body permission to move. If a tremor happens, just let it happen. Treat it exactly like background noise in the room, like a humming refrigerator or traffic outside, rather than viewing it as some kind of failure in your practice. All right, once you're comfortably set up, we move to Step 2, rhythmic breathing. Parkinson's can sometimes cause shallow or irregular breathing patterns, especially when you're focusing way too hard on trying to control them. We want to completely bypass that strain. So we use a really gentle, effortless rhythm to anchor the mind and calm the motor system. The action is so simple but incredibly powerful. Just breathe in slowly through your nose, letting your belly expand outward. Then exhale softly through your mouth, making sure that exhale is just a little bit longer than the inhale. This naturally flips the switch on your body's relaxation response. To keep your mind from wandering right back to your muscles, you pair that breathing with a mental sync. As your breathing rhythm naturally slows down, mentally repeat a smooth, rhythmic phrase, something like, inhale peace, exhale release. As you silently repeat this, focus your attention entirely on the physical sensation of the air moving past the tip of your nose. It gives your busy mind a highly specific, calming job to do. Let's shift gears to Section 3, unplugging from the muscles, passive body dissolution, which brings us to Step 3. So the real magic of Step 3 is that instead of trying to forcefully turn off your trembling limbs, you're going to systematically and passively withdraw your attention from them. We call this passive body dissolution. Start right at the top of your head. I want you to imagine your mind is like a warm, soothing fog. Just slowly visualize that fog moving down through your face, gently relaxing the tiny muscles around your eyes and letting go of all the tension in your jaw. Now here is where we make the pivot. As that soothing fog moves down past your neck, into your torso, your arms, and your legs, I want you to imagine you're simply unplugging the wires that connect your mind to your muscles. Literally, just pulling the plug. If a limb is trembling, remember our golden rule. Do not try to stop it. Instead, mentally step back from it. Imagine you're watching the tremor from a distance, observing it as if that arm or leg belongs to a completely different physical object in the room. You aren't driving the machine anymore, you're just a detached observer watching it idle. Which leads us perfectly into Section 4, the mental pivot. Shifting to imaginative movement, our fourth step. Because physical stillness is pretty much always a moving target with Parkinson's, step 4 requires us to rely entirely on imaginative movement. This is how we simulate the feeling of detaching or kind of leaving the physical form without needing our physical body to cooperate at all. The technique here acts as a mirror image to physical movement. So close your eyes and vividly visualize your own bedroom, or even better, an environment you know intimately. If you love a specific outdoor activity or sport, mentally place yourself right in the middle of that exact spot. Walk through a familiar course, a hiking trail, or a specific space, just step by step in your mind. The true key to making this work, and this is super important, is focusing heavily on the non-physical details. Instead of imagining something muscular like pulling a heavy rope or rolling over, focus on the sensory inputs of your visualized space. Feel the temperature of the air on your skin. Listen for the sound of the wind moving through the trees. Look at the vivid colors of the scenery around you. You want to make this mental environment as rich and detailed as humanly possible. Why does this matter so much? Well, by flooding your brain's visual and spatial processing centers with all these rich, non-motor details, you're effectively crowding out the signals coming from your physical nervous system. Your brain simply doesn't have the bandwidth to process that vivid outdoor trail you're visualizing while simultaneously obsessing over a restless leg. As a result, your mind naturally drifts into this deeply detached, tranquil state. And in this state, your physical body and its symptoms feel like they're miles and miles away. Finally, we've reached Section 5, redefining your success, what a victory truly looks like. As we wrap up this protocol, it is absolutely vital that we establish what a win actually looks like. Because setting the wrong expectations, that'll just lead you right back to frustration. Success with this adapted practice is not measured by achieving some perfect, dramatic, out-of-body sensation or a state of absolute frozen stillness. Forget about that. The real victory here is achieving a state of deep mental serenity. It's that beautiful moment when your mind feels spacious, calm, and completely untethered from physical discomfort or restlessness. And above all else, as you learn to navigate this, please remember to be incredibly gentle with yourself. This is a process of cooperation, not conquest. As we conclude this explanator, I want to leave you with a thought to really ponder for your very next practice session. Think about the environments that bring you peace. What familiar space will you visualize to find your untethered serenity? Find that space in your mind and let it be your refuge. Thanks so much for joining me today, and take care of yourself.